Hi, welcome to my bandsaw box video. My name is Keith. This is my first video, so bear with me. Today we're going to make a 3-heart bandsaw box out of black walnut. I have the wood glued up, dried, and ready to go. So let's take the clamps off and get started. This is going to make one beautiful bandsaw box. This is the template for the 3-heart box. I'm going to trace this onto the block of wood. And then we'll get the shape cut out. Here's the shape of the bandsaw box, the 3 hearts. Now it's time to cut out the shape. There's the shape. Next, we cut the back off. Now we're ready to cut the back off. I'm going to use this ruler here to draw a straight line, for we can cut a straight line and get a perfect back. There, that looks pretty good. Let's get that back cut off. And there's the back. Next, we cut the drawers out. When we cut the drawers out, I'll cut in right here. We make a half a turn on the heart. Then we have to back the blade back out and then go back in on the other side. Then back the blade back out, and then we can pull the piece out. We have to do that on all 3 of the hearts. Sometimes it can get tricky. The blade can get stuck, and it'd be a hard time getting it out, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's get these drawers cut out. And the last one. Now we got to cut the drawers out. Get them hollowed out, the ends off, and get the centers hollowed out on them. We'll be back. Okay, we got the box cut out. got the back off. We need to glue that on. And then we have a lot of sanding to do on it. But now we got to cut the backs and fronts off of these 3 boxes and then cut the cores out. And it's pretty obvious where to cut. I want a kind of a thick front because I want my hearts to poke out a little bit, to stick out of the box so they look not flush. And then the back, it's got a little thin edge on it, and we already see it right there, so it's pretty simple just to cut right down the line. Okay, now we've got a mark for the inside of the boxes. So we'll see which ones go where here. Like this one goes here. Let's see, this one here. Set the upside down one, goes here. And this one. Now, I think I'll have 2 split boxes and 1 wide open one. So we'll make the bottom one the wide open box. So we'll just draw this out. And these 2 here will be split. Okay. Okay, we got the front and backs cut off. Now we're going to cut our openings out in the boxes. Okay, we're ready to glue up. Now that we have all our pieces cut out, we're ready to glue it all up. So let's get started. First, we'll glue the back onto the box. Plus, we got some gluing to do where we made our cuts in. All the glue is dried and we're ready to take the clamps off. Looking pretty good. Here's the bottom one. And now the box. A lot of sanding to do now. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut about 1/4 inch off the face of this, so when you put the drawers in, they're going to stick out a little bit like that. Then I'm going to round them off and make them look like a heart. So let's get to it. Okay, I cut the front of it off. An extra template when you do that. Now, the drawers stick out a little bit. Now I'm going to sand them down and round them off and make them look like a heart. And then it's just a lot of sanding and then the finish. So let's get to the sanding part now. Now time to do some sanding. Now I got all 3 drawers rough sanded. Still have a lot of fine sanding to do. Now I got to work on the box. The first thing I'm going to do is let's take these drawers out. I'm going to take the router and I'm going to round off all these edges all the way around and the back too. Then we have a lot of rough sanding to do on this one. Let's get started. You got to make sure you got your depth set right on this router, and you got to be very careful not to turn it this way or that way, or you gouge the wood out and ruin your project. There, now I have everything rounded off. Now it's time to do a lot more sanding. Now I got all the sanding done. Ready for finish and putting the handles on the drawers. Coming up next. I got one coat of finish on my box now, and I just cut and sanded my drawer pulls. I make all my drawer pulls out of deer antler, elk antler, any kind of antler I can find. But here they are. Got them all cut, sanded, ready to go. Drilled out the back. I'll use a 1/4 inch dowel pin. And what I'll be doing is drilling a hole into the drawers and mounting each one on the drawer with a little bit of glue. That's what I'm going to do next. Got the drawer pulls mounted on. Now all we have to do is put a couple more coats on it, do some fine sanding, and then some finish coats, and we're done with this thing. Then we'll be on to flocking the drawers. I'm done with the last finish coat on the 3-heart box. It's all dry now. Put the drawers back in. And there's the finished product. With my initials and the year. Next, I will be flocking the drawers, which will be in a different video. Thanks for watching.